Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, a spiritual consultant and real estate businessman. Remember, for those of you that are having spiritual problems, feel free to contact me at 339-1670 or 238-6716. Those of you that have properties to sell or looking for a property to buy, you can also contact me. And if you're looking for some cash and you have your property that you want to pawn your property for some cash, give you a little time to pay it back, you can also contact me. If you lend your friend and your family your hard-earned cash and you cannot get it back, once you have an agreement with them, feel free to contact us at Real Talk, that collection department. We were glad to help you out. Now, as I say, a good night to you viewers of Real Talk in Trinidad and Tobago, of the Caribbean and around the globe. Those of you that are on our page, the Real Talk page, like and share as we go live. Those of you on YouTube, TT Real Talk, subscribe, hit the bell, and you will know when we go live. Now, viewers, concerning our page, we update our page as news break in Trinidad and Tobago. That is the Real Talk page. So feel free to like and share our page. We bring you the latest during the course of the day. So you're always in touch, even though you're on the go. Once you like the Real Talk page, you will get up-to-date insights of everything that is taking place in Trinidad and Tobago. So viewers, good night to you. As we start off our program tonight, it's Thursday night. Feel free to call in. Feel free to call in. Our live call-in line numbers are 238-6716. Call in, drop your comment. Let's hear what's taking place in your area, in your community, whether the counselor is there, whether the officers are there, the drugsman, the gunman. Let us know what is taking place in your area. Another thing, viewers, like you all know now, I have started this food drive for the less fortunate in our country. It could be your neighbor. So I am asking you to plant a seed. Give a charitable seed of $1,000. I'm looking to raise $150,000 to help the less fortunate with groceries and medicine in Trinidad. Somebody called me and said, Said, what you doing there? We don't have it in Tobago. We don't have it in Tobago. So viewers, like I said, I'm asking the gunman, the drug man, the pushers, make a contribution. Make a contribution, because in Trinidad, everybody know the gunman in the community. Everybody know the drug man in the community. Yeah? So that is why I'm making that plea. Because everybody know them. So feel free to contribute $1,000. Now this $1,000 will help out one family, two family with groceries or medications. Now, the reason why I am doing this is because of the state of our country presently. Families are home, not by the hundreds, by the thousands. By the thousands. They are home. They are not employed for the last 3 weeks, going in 4 weeks. Cash is running out. You work in a store, you work in a bar, you work in a casino, you're home, and cash running out. So viewers, this drive is really for the less fortunate. Single parents home, husband and wife home, nobody not working, no income not coming in. So this is why I'm asking for the public to donate. Now, it's Thursday night, tonight. I made the announcement Tuesday night. So from Tuesday night, this is Thursday night, we have raised $19,000 thus far. In just about 2 days. In just about let's just say 2.5 days. $19,000. Some of you might say, Said, why it is that you're calling the figure? Because I want all you to know that. I want you all to know, because this money is going back to the less fortunate. It's not money to put in my pocket. It's not. That is why I am telling you, it have transparency with what I do, you know. I told you that from the beginning. I will let you all know as we go along. It's not going here. I want you to you see my pocket? It's not going here. So hence the reason why I could come out and tell you all how much I've collected thus far. Because it's going back to buy groceries or to buy medicine for those in need in Trinidad. You see, as a fair person, you know, you have fairness with me, you know, you have transparency with me, you know. Somebody else, they mightn't tell you how much they raise. They mightn't even tell you how much they collected so far. But you see, I want to be fair with you all. I want to be fair with you. You see, when you're honest and you're fair with somebody, you would understand what you are about. So this is me. In 2 days, almost 2.5 days, we have raised $19,000 thus far. And I want to thank everybody. I want to thank everybody for contributing. So feel free to call in. Saeed, we want to plant the seed. We want to give you $1,000 to help the poor. Like I said, you're not funding the program. I already on there for the last 2 years. I never ask anybody. And I am proud to say that. So viewers, feel free to contact me at 339-1670, 238-6716. Make a contribution. It's for the poor. We're looking to raise $150,000. Now we have other things. We have other things to go with because children, we have the children, they're home. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead, my friend.
You know, I heard on the TV, Jaguar this evening, that not one Mahasabha school had got any food cards whatsoever, and all the rest of school, people getting. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Sad boy, but... Now, I will tell you something, eh? But while we're going along the show, I will tell you, feel free to call in. Saeed, I come in tomorrow and drop 1,000 for you. The businessman in society, let me tell you something. At the end of the day, it's the poor man that support you all. If I am wrong, tell me. If I am wrong, tell me. Whether you have a cloth store, whether you have a grocery, whether you have a mini-mart, whether you have a toy store, whether you have a bakery, it doesn't matter. If you are a tailor and all, they're helping you because they're supporting your business. So we're moving on now. Home or football have been offered to the government of Trinidad and Tobago to use as a center for COVID-19 patients. We have a photo, guys? He made the disclosure. This is according to the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley. He made this disclosure as he addressed today's post-cabinet media conference.
It has been offered to the government, and the government has accepted the offer. It has been evaluated and found to be excellent, and my advice is that it can accommodate up to about 72 persons of a category that will be designated by the Chief Medical Officer and the Minister.
Now viewers, this is a building in Couva there. We are getting the photo for you. The Prime Minister further stated that the private sector was charged with the responsibility of outfitting the center.
That the private sector has been approached to put in some outfitting items, and the private sector has come forward and has committed to ensure that whatever is required to make it comfortable and fully utilized will be so.
Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead.
Mr. Ali?
Yes?
Okay, I want to make a contribution. Does you take links card?
I'm not hearing you.
I say I would like to make a contribution. Does you take links card?
If we take
Links card.
cards.
Link.
Call me after the show, 339-1670, or the same number, 238-6716, and we're going to make some arrangement.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, my friend. So, viewers, the Prime Minister said this facility is at no cost to the taxpayers of Trinidad and Tobago.
That it is offered to the government of Trinidad and Tobago at no cost.
Now, I love how he said that. I just love how the Prime Minister come out and say, guys, you got the picture, the photo there? You work? All right. I just love how the Prime Minister come out and said, at no cost. At no cost. So, viewers, we have Balandra at 85,000. Keep in mind, 85,000. Keep in mind, the Minister of Health has accumulated about 300 beds for COVID-19 patients. He boasts on this. Let me tell you something. I will get on very stink until I see some changes. Until I see some changes. Until homes, private person who owning homes, collecting not 1 cent from the government for COVID-19. Let me tell you something. It's real money spending. It's real money spending. And I will get on stink on TV. Look at the beautiful home in Couva. I believe it's in Couva. This is the football home. Look how beautiful it is. At no cost, according to the Prime Minister. And I love that. I love that. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night.
Go right ahead, my friend.
Yeah, I just want to slip away a little bit on something. In Valsain North, good? They put up some a no entry sign. Do you know the color of that no entry sign?
What color it is?
It is usually on, if you watch your license office thing, pamphlet, it is be red with a white stripe and write no entry in it. They put up a blue sign, right? Like a normal blue sign, and write no entry on the road. So I end up swinging in there, not knowing is a one-way.
Okay.
Good? Bam, an Indian police officer, an Indian decent here talking to you, come out and, well, I was getting a ticket. He tell the warden, give him $3,000 worth in ticket. You watch this stupidity at these police officers and you wonder why some of them have a job in the police service. Good night, thanks.
So this happened to the caller today. Wow. So if he said the police just say, give him $3,000 in ticket, which means the police didn't notice the sign, and you can't just watch a man just so. Hey, talking about that. Here it is, eh? I went home last night, and they had a roadblock. I wouldn't call the area. I went to insult the officers and them. But let me tell you something. I have my badge on me. It hang up in my van. Workers have badge. And we're going home. Stop in the roadblock. Good night, officer. Where you going? Good night, officer. Where you going? I said, well, I now come from a show. Just so you know. Good night, officer. Where you going? Let me tell you something. Good thing I was in a good mood, you know. Seriously speaking. Good thing I was in a nice, calm mood. Or else my wife would have had to come and bail me out this morning. Take what I tell you now. Like I get on real stink. I telling you good night. You asking me like a hog where I going? So like the guy said just now, sometimes you just have to wonder. Sometimes you just have to wonder. So, I love what the Prime Minister say. At no cost. They show them the picture so they can see how beautiful the building is. At no cost. So if we get that building at no cost now, it was donated to the government. And according to the health minister, let me tell you something, I will say this over and over and over. Over and over and over until change is made. I want to see some authorization. I want to see where OSHA went. I want to see where the fireman went. I was telling earlier. I want to see where EMA went to approve the $105,000 money to the owner of Davis in Brooklyn Settlement in Sandy Grande. And then we have a next one now up in Balandra. But we have 300 beds in hospital throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Children get cut from the food program in school. Disability persons, they get a grant cut. You know I don't come up here with Nancy story thing. Me and make it up, nothing coming up here. Because all of this here, people calling live. Call her good night.
Good night, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Saeed, I just want to find out something. All these health workers are putting their life on the line at this point in time. What will happen when this thing is over? Is there any compensation at all?
Well, boy, between me and you, I hope there's something in place for these workers and them. Some insurance or something for their family. Serious. Thank you for calling in and raising the concern. So as we move along tonight, let me tell you something. We had to see OSHA, we had to see EMA, we had to see fire approvals, you know. That have to come out in the public domain, you know. Until that come out, I will keep ringing it. It's 85,000 by 105,000. I don't want to know who is who friend, you know. Because when the disability man grant cuts, he have nobody, he have to suffer. When people food card cut, they have to suffer. And some of them in social development, I tell you, I get on real thing because money wasting and the kind of money I hear coming into Trinidad concerning COVID-19. We're supposed to be one of the best Caribbean countries right now. Some of these social workers, when they go to your home, they just feel that the money coming out from them pocket. It is feel that it's coming out from them pockets. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead, my dear.
You know, it's the best news I hear since this COVID-19 is what the Prime Minister said today. Absolutely no cost to the taxpayers. Another thing, when we have election, right? The ministers pass with mic. They have meeting here. They have meeting there. That time. Why they cannot pass with a mic and announce that the children who have to collect the little food card with the box lunch come to the school
Correct.
at a particular day and a particular time and collect the little food card. They cannot do that. They have people lining up by the office for miles. They could take a mic and pass and tell the parents to come by the school to collect the little food card.
Correct.
By the school at different time. They cannot do that.
Thank you, my dear.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, mother. You see, when time to vote, they know where you live in. Watch me, when time to vote, your polling card coming in the post box. All I feel is joke. How much years all I live in? All they do have to go and sign up. It coming in the post box and just go and collect it. And they're telling you where to go. That is do census throughout Trinidad and Tobago. They know how much people have in a house. They know what you're doing. Navin, correct? Hammer on the nail head. Hammer on the nail head. 197 food cards was given out. According to the education ministry then, they have about 60,000 students. And 197 food card was given out. That is what you call maths. That is maths. So we're moving along. We have a caller. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead.
What I'm going to call you on is this hotel at Cover. What Mr. Rowley said that we're getting free. I want to ask you and tell you, Mr. Rowley and Mr. Saeed, that money was we money, Trinidad and Tobago from FIFA. That was not given to Williams to build no hotel. So that is we hotel, we money and everything. They cannot charge me for that. FIFA gave us that money to build and to run football, not to build hotel. So tell Mr. Rowley what you went and shake hands on and everything. That hotel is to Trinidad and Tobago footballers.
Thank you, my friend. I was waiting for somebody to call and say something. Let me tell you something. It's real talk, you know, and real information you're getting, you know. That is why I don't beg for people to sponsor this show. Because, Saeed, you know, we're running an ad and we are affiliated with this party and you know you can't talk about this. Keep your money. Anytime you come about that, keep your money. Keep your money. God bless me. I go get my work, he go open the door, and Saeed, you're running your show. 2 years on the air, and I'm proud to say I am not affiliated with anybody or any party. How many of you can say that? How many of you all can say that? Eh? Watch me good. And neither here nor there. Health Minister Terence Dayal Singh has reviewed a report on the step-down facility in Sandy Grande. The minister received the report yesterday. He ordered the report from the Eastern Regional Health Authority, that is the ERHA, over the weekend after a number of concerns were raised. Speaking at the post-cabinet media briefing earlier, Minister Dayal Singh said he has some further information to request.
I did receive the report from the chairman of the Eastern Regional Health Authority yesterday. The report has been sent to the legal department at the Ministry of Health. I have read the report and I plan to ask for some additional information after the legal department has looked at it, and I will communicate that to the chairman of the ERHA in short time. Thank you.
I will remind you, the citizen, again. If you're going to open a home for the aged, health will come and check your place. You have to be registered. Your place have to be clean and fenced. EMA might want to come and look at your place. When you're opening a bar, fire coming to see to make sure you have an escape. EMA coming, they might come to check to see noise pollution within the area. That's fire. That's EMA. And where's the next one again? Health would want to come and see. OSHA would want to come and see also. And you have to get all kind of things. So I tell you all on TV now, anytime you see me getting all like this, know it because something wrong some way. Because I'm paying tax. And for we minister to come out and say, he have allocated about 300 beds throughout Trinidad for COVID-19 patients. Don't come today now to tell me you have to pay $85,000 and then you have to pay $105,000. You're making no sense. You ain't making sense. Like I said, I am not affiliated with any party. I am in nobody's back pocket or front pocket or side pocket. I am neither here, neither there. Not many people could say that, you know. Not many people could say that, you know. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, Saeed, this administration running the country for 5 years, he will make just now. Right? And how much money them put in the stabilization fund? How much? They ever come out and say how much money they put? So they could know how much to take out? You understand?
I understand.
And the next policy, the poor man who are getting nothing in this country right now, they're not supposed to be voting for no election coming.
Thank you, my friend. Finance Minister Colin Imbert said approvals were given for this country to receive funding in the form of loans from the Caribbean Development Bank of Latin America. The minister said, this ringing a bell from what I talked about yesterday. The finance minister said 350 million US dollar is available to the government when they need it.
The 350 million US dollars is available from CAF as soon as we ask for it. All of the documentation has been done. As I said, we have been borrowing on the local market and we are managing our situation quite well.
Now listen this part. However, the finance minister noted that the government prefer to borrow locally.
That we have to spread it around, but I want to make the point, even though we're in a very strange situation, we still have to look at our economic metrics, our credit ratings and so on. And you always want to limit as much of your foreign borrowing as you can, because the agencies look at your foreign debt to GDP ratio. Our ratio is currently very good, but we need to look at spreading it around. And when you borrow in TT dollars, it's a much easier situation to manage.
Now I'm waiting to see in which local bank they go in and take a loan. I hope there's nobody affiliated with no minister. I hope there's nobody to affiliate with no members of the party. I'm blunt when I'm ready, you know. I am blunt when I'm ready. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead.
I saw your description of the place where you visit the place up in Grandy. I want to find out where that wastewater, because Ministry of Health supposed to be there too. Where the wastewater passing for the amount of people, and is it a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom? What is the capacity of the place? And the bio rubbish, the disposable garbage. Isn't that contaminated rubbish that need to be picked up a special garbage truck?
Thank you very much.
Where that is contagious.
Yep.
Garbage disposal, whether it's napkins, tissues. What about the washing machine? What about the washing condition of the sheets, the sanitation of the place?
Correct.
And the workers, skilled people, have they been trained in the medical field of the care and attention of aged people or sick people?
Thank you.
Are there any ventilators? What about the surrounding areas, the neighbors, the proximity? What about the hell, the drain? The drain, I see like it has no concrete drain. It's like it's only the drain right around the premises, like it's an agricultural area. And that is not upgraded for no hospital. So something has to be more in the motor than the vessel.
Thank you, my friend. You sound like a doctor. So all you see now, viewers, why they call Real Talk Real Talk? The garbage collectors, we heard yesterday, they are refusing to pick up the garbage. They are refusing. We are dealing with a sickness. Now, let me just say something. When you pick up that garbage with the gloves and the waste bottle or the waste paper or even a Birds jersey somebody might throw away, you pick it up in the garbage and you throw it in the truck and you go up to the dump and a man see a jersey and he decide to pick it up. And he see a glove looking nice and he decide to pick it up. What going to happen? What going to happen from there? And they going to spread? That becomes biohazard. Caller, good night.
Said, good night, sir.
Go right ahead.
How come Mr. Rowley didn't quarantine himself after returning from his trip abroad like everybody else? Because I'm sure if everybody else to do that, they'd have to do a self-quarantine. How come he didn't self-quarantine himself? Thank you.
But let me tell you something, eh? You see, power is a serious thing, you know. When power go to your head, you just feel like nothing can happen to you, you know. That is why I just always say, I born with a spiritual gift to do spiritual work. And I don't let it get to my head. I know what I am about, physically and spiritually. That is why when the four individuals bunks their head and they try to kidnap my son, is when they couldn't see the paper hanging in front of them. Then they realize the mistake they make. So I don't let power get to my head. Because I know when I go in my prayer room and I light my light, like the Hindu and the Christian and the Muslim, the Baptist, you understand? I know what I could do. And I know who bestowed that on me. So I don't let power get to my head. It's true the minister or any individual, when you leave Trinidad and you come back, but then the border closed, so where you going? Where you going? Quarantine yourself. Now, so listen to this, viewers. Just want to give you a little idea of the type of money coming in Trinidad. I showed you all what the Minister of Finance rewrite, whatever it is they had to rewrite, to go into the Heritage and Stabilization Funds to take out billions. Because of COVID-19, we need this money. We can't wait till next year. Good. Now, they have $350 million in US at their disposal anytime. So we have the Heritage and Stabilization Funds with the billions, which Colin and Bert rewrite their script to go into it. And now we have $350 million US at their disposal anytime. But you give out 197 food cards. Understand what I'm telling you, you know? Today I heard that they had about 38,000 applications. I think they have allocated 400 million, if I make a mistake, for salary relief grant. I keep in tabs, you know. Just like I keep in tabs with the Davis home. I want to see OSHA, I want to see EMA, I want to see fire, I want to see approvals. Make it public. Otherwise, shut down the home and put them back in the hospital. If not, the front building in Cuba, carry them to the back and put them, because they are stepped down and being monitored. Watch me and watch me well. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Saeed, I was looking at your program here. I will stray from the topic here. You're allowed to go in your prayer room and you call Hindu, you call Christian, you call Baptist. You didn't call what religion are you? A Muslim?
I am a Muslim.
So why you didn't call Muslim?
Well, everybody knows I'm a Muslim. I don't have to repeat that. Thank you, caller, but I understand your concern. I'm a Muslim. I don't have to repeat that. The public know that. Local and regional, they know that. Bacchanal, boy. Hey, I want to say a good night to my good friend, Mr. Fighting Steve. I hope you and your family are okay. I tried to call yesterday, but I just got voicemail. So, viewers, you all hear any kind of money coming in? I want a little listen good, you know. I want a little listen good. We're going into 4 weeks. Non-essential business have to close. Into the 4 weeks. Heritage and stabilization laws and legislation do over. 350 million US is at hand. 197 food cards given out. Nothing. I ain't hear the minister say nothing about education. We have about 60,000 students home. According to Mr. Francis. And they can't do nothing. 50,000 students home. And let's just say you're buying a laptop for $2,000. 50,000 students buy $2,000 for a laptop. You will end up with $100 million. $100 million. When they was going to build the hotel in Tobago for Sandals, our Prime Minister allocated $1 billion to give them to build this hotel. $1 billion. The Minister of Education ain't sure if school will reopen in September. Your Ministry of Education, you cannot go to the Finance Minister and allocate some budget and find out how many Standard 4 students. I will tell you why I'm saying Standard 4. Find out how many Standard 4 students there are in Trinidad and buy laptops and give them, because the following year they will be writing SEA. If I'm talking foolishness, all tell me, I'll be the judge. I am not on the UNC, I am not on the PNM. So how come now we ain't here now? How come now we ain't here now? The opposition uproaring. Now is the time. Now is the time. I'll come out and say something. The former Minister of Finance, the former Minister of Education, the former Prime Minister, I'll come out and say something. The former Minister of Health, where are you all? Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead.
You're from Santa Flora, man.
Huh?
Santa Flora.
Welcome.
Augustus Long have all the beds, all the facilities in the compound. Why it is they have to carry people in other places?
Thank you.
I don't know what really wrong with this, and so much a bungalow they have inside Pointe-à-Pied.
Correct.
They could use to put some of the people who have symptoms and who have it, you put them directly in Augustus Long.
Thank you, my friend. Why are these homeowners or building owners receiving money when the minister said we have almost 300 beds? I'm telling you, you're getting on stink until some changes take place. Who authorized the payment for Davis? Listen to this now. Government has put a team in place to start planning for the future. This was revealed by the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley. He said, this team would be responsible for planning the direction of the country, of this country will take after COVID-19 pandemic. The team consists of members of the government, economists, members of the trade union movement, as well as representative for the public. The team also comprised of members from Tobago.
As Prime Minister, I will chair this group. The group will contain 2 other government ministers, Minister Robert Lee Hunt, a very experienced person. He will be the vice chair alongside a co-chair, Mr. Jerry Brooks, and it will also include to do some accountant, secretarial work for the groups, Minister Alison West in the Ministry of Finance, who would come to the government from the private sector. It will include Mr. Wendell Motley, economist.
Viewers, what does this tell you? Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead.
Batarian note, I would like to know, school closed now. Why they ain't spring school since January?
Thank you, my friend. What does this tells you? You have assigned a 22-member team to plan for Trinidad and Tobago after COVID-19. What does that tell you, Trinidad and Tobago? A halftime on my show. Let me hear what let's say. Caller, good night.
Hello?
Go right ahead.
Yes. Mr. Ali.
You're live on Real Talk. Go right ahead.
Yes. Why it is that you don't join the government in seeing the good things that they're doing and being so negative with what they are trying to achieve?
I be negative? You could tell me taking taxpayers' dollars and giving a man who have a building 105,000 by 85,000. I should sit down and watch that. A man with 1 foot, he disability grant cut, and I mustn't say nothing. 33 individual in Barbados, once they come home to Trinidad, they're waiting for Mr. Stuart Young to give them the approval. But 68 of them went on a cruise. 68 of them went on a cruise, and the government is presently paying $85,000 for a house to house them, and I mustn't say nothing. I hope if you reach your age to pension, I hope the Treasury have to give you your pension. I hope they have. According to Francis, about 60,000 children home, and none of them have access to learning. None of them. They can't go nowhere. COVID in the air. But you want to call me to tell me about what? Think again. You cannot call me and insult me on my own show. I will lay down the facts in front of you and talk from there. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, Saeed, the caller was just call, right? He looked like they rented his place, boy. So that way he got pressure. You understand? And then the Minister of Education, this going him 3 weeks. We only hope he's spraying in school and have everything up to standard, you know.
But I hope
school
so.
ready to open. Yeah, you are hearing here too.
Thank you, my friend. The caller who called, I wonder if he have children home and that is okay, them could stay home. I wonder if that is okay. I tell watchman, you could hide behind a phone in your house and call, but you can't put me on the spot, you know. That is one thing you cannot do. You cannot. Let me tell you something. A man who speaks 6 languages, you could never put him on a spot. I'm too smart for that. Somebody who does do accounts, I'm too smart for that. Don't come wrong with me with no madness. When I tell the health minister, invest in PCRs and put them in the health centers throughout Trinidad and Tobago and test in the community so you would know where asymptomatic is, or you would know who in the community have it, or you would know which community have more than where. Oh, by the way, I heard the Prime Minister say he's taking advice from some professionals. Why don't you mention their name? Just how you create your 22-member list. Come out and say who you take advice from. Come out. He says a blunt man, you know, because when somebody call me and ask me about something, I just let them know off the bat, hey, X, Y, and Z is the case, you know. "50 people are being trained to handle COVID-19 testing at various regional health authorities. We go into 1 month of lockdown in Trinidad and Tobago. And then now going to do that. 1 month before, when I said if one case should hit Trinidad and Tobago, what are we going to do? I think it's 114 confirmed by 8 deaths. Papi, that's for you. You watching me, I don't know who you is. But this is something for you. This was revealed today by the health minister. This is in keeping with a promise to increase testing at specific health centers across the country.
In the area of testing, we are currently training 50 people, I believe, Dr. Barasram. We are currently training about 50 people across the RHAs to do just that. So we're going to have more than enough. So
I'm going to tell you something. A little common sense. When the police know they're going on a raid, and I'm sure the commissioner of police could say this, today's Thursday night. If officers know they're going on a raid Saturday night, they would plan. They would plan. They would plan team leader, team members, protective wear, firepower. And you would work out your strategy on how you're going to attack in case you're going on a raid, in case a man fire. You got to make sure you have on your bulletproof vest because you plan for that before they fire. So in case you're going now and you end up in warfare, it's 2 things could happen. Is that he shoot me and kill me, or I shoot he and kill he? And we're talking raw facts. So before COVID-19 hit Trinidad and Tobago, I was asking, what do we have in place? What do we have in place? We had nothing in place. 8 people died, 114 I believe, or 116 confirmed cases, and we're now going to train people. I'm going to tell you something. Let me tell you something. We cannot climb the ladder to go first world country. We can't. Because when the horse come out of the stable now, then you would want to know about how strong the horse is. Should I use a rope? Should I use a chain? Should I use thread? Do I know how to make a lasso? What do I know about this horse? You know when I train. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead.
Good night, Mr. Saeed. I'm calling to tell you that gentleman who just called, he is illiterate. This country real backward where education is concerned. A child 2 years old in the United States have a computer. We should have been further than that. Look at where we is. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. $100 million for 50,000 students at $2,000 for a laptop. How hard it is. Let me tell you something. The cooks and them, who is cooking the catering place, for the schools and them, they already know how much students in that school get in lunch. They already know that. So there is already a database. You have a transport in it. How hard it is. We're talking about primary schools, you know. From the cooking place to the school, a vehicle drop the food. How hard it is to continue the program. Let them continue cooking. Let them continue cooking. And let the principal make arrangements with the parents to come in school and collect their food. How hard that is. It's common sense. You already have a database of knowing who getting what in the primary school. Let me tell you something. You can't come around me with foolishness, you know. You cannot come around me with foolishness. Anyhow, we're moving along. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Saeed.
Yeah?
Saeed, I wonder when this administration bring in respirators to give all the people in Trinidad and Tobago, boy. When COVID-19 finish?
When the...
Eh? When are they balling to do this and to wash hands and to put respirator in your mouth and everything? But they're not giving nothing. They're not giving a charity self.
It have people coming out and sewing $20 for one according to the brand. You might get Superman, you might get Batman, you might get Dracula teeth in front. I know when we're receiving from the government. But anyhow, we're moving along. Finance Minister Colin Imbol has revealed that over 30,000 applications were received for salary relief grants. He said there were a number of persons who applied online and the rest dropped off their applications at TT Post outlet.
I've had no complaints from police this morning. They had received 4,161 hand delivered applications. These would have been applications for the grant that would have been placed in the drop boxes at the 15 TT Post locations, 13 in Trinidad and 2 in Tobago. So far, this number has been updated all the time, but this is the last figure I've received, 4,161 hand-delivered applications. Online, 34,000.
Finance Minister Colin Imbol said the process has been good so far, and it is expected that the process of granting these salary relief grants will take about 2 weeks. Now listen this. Meanwhile, Minister Imbol revealed that $400 million have been set aside for the grant.
I've had no complaints from police stations or from TT Post offices in terms of the collection of the forms at the police stations or the deposit of the forms at the TT Post outlets.
Now what I would like to ask salary relief grant. They have allocated $400 million. So I want to let you do a little maths here now. I want to let you do a little maths. We have about 30,000. Thus far is 30,000. It will take 2 weeks for the process to complete. They have allocated $400 million for this process. How much is a family getting? How much? Do the maths, and I will give you time to call in tomorrow and see. Let's just hope everybody gets something, according to my maths. Because this will cross 30,000 applicants. And I don't want to hear that a family salary relief grant, next thing they get 500. I'm just saying something. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
You're doing I must compliment you. You're doing a fine job to get down to fight for the poor people.
Thank you, my friend.
First, with the laptop. You remember this is the government that took away the laptop from the young children. So they're never interested in educating the population. So it's difficult for them to come and take money to give laptops now. They would not, the uneducated regime that is running the government, they will not do it. Because all the money, now I observe that we almost have $10 billion now from the Heritage and Stabilization Fund and from 3.5 million US. 10 billion. Parliament is closed.
Yep.
So they have no accountability, no one, what they are going to do with that money. A little bit is going to throw over to a few people, and the rest will go into the pockets of friends and families. The nepotism will never stop with this government. Thank you.
Like the caller said, 10 billion in 3 weeks. This is the 4th week, the end of the 4th week. 10 billion. You see, I had it, about what somebody to call and say. Or what them call and say. And I go bust yes. Let me see where $10 billion go in 4 weeks. Let's see who gets in what. We never had a plan in place for COVID-19. In Grenada, there's 10 cases. While I was talking about it, Grenada was already active in it. They have 10 cases. They were already putting things in place while I was asking the government, what we doing? We have 114 or 116 confirmed cases, 8 deaths in Grenada. Let me tell you something. I must say a good night to our former Prime Minister of Grenada, Mr. Sheldon Scott. A good friend of mine. When I was in Grenada, we sat and we talked. I was all about in Grenada with his bodyguard, his personal bodyguard. We drove around. Minister, we drove around. They only have 10 cases. And let me tell you something. The quarantine, it's stiff. Viewers, we're out of time for tonight. Please make a contribution to the less fortunate. I'm trying to raise $150,000. In 2 days, almost 2.5 days, I've raised $19,000. I want to thank you, the members. Thanks to my friend in Florida who contributed. I know you don't want your name mentioned, but nevertheless, may Allah bless you and guide you and give you prosperity. For those of you who want to contribute, 339-1670, 238-6716. Let's come together and help the poor. You never know when your turn could be here. Viewers, be safe. Allah Hansar, Akabaola, Elaina, Kayena, Rabasunto, Loba, Ella. And I always say that before I close off. Let the mercy and the peace and the blessings of God be with you throughout COVID-19. Good night.